What's your success rate as a matchmaker, by the way?
Yeah. So what we say is if you trust the process
Yes.
and follow our advice, most people that we work with, they're going to have success.
Yes, most. So very high percentage. That's great. So how fast when someone comes in, like what if they're a train wreck? Like what about the screening process here? Like, because you can't take on everybody that wants a
No.
match, right? Have you had to turn anybody away?
Yeah, we don't work with we're selective.
How do you know
about
right
who-
away? Like, give me some red flags.
Yeah, I mean, we
We're
don't.
going to get back on red flags, by the way.
We
I
don't
just remembered.
know right away with everyone, but I mean, we can't create people. So when people come to us and they have a very specific list of what they want their partner to look like, then it makes it really difficult. Or we do this preliminary match session where we've talked about what they're looking for in a match, and then we go to our network and we choose 10 to 15 potential matches, and we do a Zoom meeting with them and get their feedback. And
Whose feedback? The 10 to 15?
the person who could become our client.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep, to give them a glimpse of the type of people.
You'll show them pictures?
Yep,
Okay.
pictures and a little bit of information. So they get a glimpse of the type of people that we could match them with, and they meet the matchmakers, like more in person, that they're going to work with, and then we get to get a sense of if we can do a good job for them. So if people are like really critical about all the different matches, then that's probably not someone that we're going to want to work with. But it's a helpful process because it's helpful to hear like the type of person that they want to meet.
Right.
Attraction wise, personality wise, like professionally, all the things.
This is fascinating to me. I love this. Okay, so now the coaching aspect. How that's your own thing.
It is, but it's also it's interwoven with the matchmaking too, because matchmaking, we say it is like a self-development process in and of itself.
Yeah.
Because one of the really helpful things that you get from matchmaking that you don't get if you're just out there dating on your own is the feedback part of it. So we get feedback from both people after the dates. So we set up and curate the dates.
Yeah, talk to me about that. Let's go down the process here. Okay, cool. There's 10 to 15. That's possible. That's possible. Then what? You set up the dates?
Then they decide if they want to move forward or not.
Okay.
And then we start to set up the dates. So we'll send them potential matches and they say yes or no. And then when both people say yes, then we'll curate and set up the date, coordinate it.
What does that mean? What do you set up the date? You set up the date for them?
We plan it, yeah. Unless the man wants to plan the date, then he can do that. But otherwise, yes, we'll make reservations, set up the plan, coordinate it.
Is this all in San Diego or everywhere in the country?
Everywhere. All
Everywhere.
Over. Yeah.
So do you have relationships with restaurants? Like how do you guys know where to set them up and all that stuff?
Through our own experiences or just through looking online, reviews.
Okay.
We want to give them a good positive experience.
Do you deal with a lot of people in San Diego?
San Diego, Southern California.
A little bit? Yeah.
Yes.
Where do you send them to in San Diego?
I would say more in Orange County. I've set up dates in Orange County.
In Orange County? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you set up the date and then what, they go on the date, then you touch base with both of them the next day or how?
We send out an email and ask them a couple of questions. If they want to see that person again, what their feedback was. And then we have to give both people the feedback and let them know, we don't give them all the specifics necessarily, but if there's helpful feedback, and especially if the same feedback keeps coming from different people, we want to share that, and because we want to set them up for success.
All right, so talk to me about some feedback. Like what's been the funniest thing that you've heard as far as feedback goes?
Oh, goodness.
Come on, give me something here. Like what's been hilarious? Like he talked with his mouth open, or he has, like, give me something that was funny that was, can you think of anything?
Oh gosh.
Or like he was on his phone the whole time, like stuff like that. Did you get feedback like that? Like, give me feedback here. I'm dying to know.
Try not to get too personal.
That's all right. There's no names here.
So, just
no names will be mentioned.
Just like how people deliver certain things, how they show up, if they seem guarded, or what they talk about, or
what's been the most pickiest feedback you've heard so far? Like somebody that was so picky that I just didn't like the way his mouth did this when he talked. I mean, something. I didn't like the way he drank his wine. He left his pinky up when he was. Is there anything you could think of? And he just
I
totally.
don't want to call anyone out. 'Cause
There's no
so-
names.
I know, but if they hear it, then they're gonna.
They
know.
won't know. Give me a picky thing that someone said about someone that you thought was hilarious.
Well, I think people comment on like how people dress or
Oh,
how
really?
they speak or
How they dress.
yeah.
Give me a detail here. You can't. What about their teeth or anything about teeth or oh gosh, could you imagine?
Teeth. If they show up like with a wrinkly shirt or their hair was messy or if they're not present on a date, that's a common thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Who pays for the date?
The client does.
The client.
The man.
The man.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
so
encourage the man to.
you encourage the man.
Yes.
But it's up to him, really.
Yeah.
But you say, hey, we highly encourage that you're the one who picks up the check.
Yes.
Is that what you say?
Most of the men that we work with, that's their
course.
natural inclination anyway.
Talk about how important that is for a man. If you're listening,
Mm-hmm.
especially first date, whatever, how important is it that we pick up the check?
Oh, it's so important
Yeah.
unless you want to date a more masculine woman. I mean, that's the reality of it. If you want to go 50-50 and that's how if you want your relationship to be transactional, then
Transactional, yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
That's okay to do that. But if you want to impress a woman and get her to let her guard down and be feminine, then you should definitely pick up the check.
Okay, so describe more on what does it mean to be feminine
It means
and
to,
letting the man be masculine. Give me the dynamic again. I want to dig deeper on this one.
Okay,
Feminine.
so to be feminine means to me it means to be really present and connected to your emotions, be like in a peaceful state. And to me, it's like joyful.
Yeah.
Like you bring the energy to a connection.
And submit, we're going to use that word again. It's not a bad thing, but you said more to let the man feel like he's in control or feel like he's the leader. Like what's the whole what does that word mean again? Let's dig deeper on that because we talked about it earlier. We
Yeah.
triggered some people already.
So, I think as women, especially when we have a traumatic past, we want to control things and we want to tell people what to do. That's the opposite of submission. Submission, all it means is to relax and let the man lead.
Yeah.
It's not like he's bossing you around or trying to control you or telling you what to do. He's just leading. And you should naturally be able to do that with a healthy man.
And I see a lot of relationships where the woman's the one that makes the reservation for the restaurant. The woman's the one who runs the show with that stuff. Because the man, again, I'll go back to this where the man just becomes almost this lazy person that needs a mom running his life. And does that come from the guy, like something with mama issues or something growing up? Is that where that?
May.
Because I see guys that like if they didn't have their wife just completely running everything, they'd be a mess.
Yeah, well, it's interesting.
Where does that come
because
from?
Childhood as well. Yeah. What's interesting is usually those types of people attract each other.
Yes.
Because,
Yeah.
So, yeah, because there is something on both sides that needs to be healed.
'Cause the wife needs to control the man, and the man needs to be controlled. This is a thing,
Yes.
and they attract each other. So a lot of times those relationships, what you're saying is, it's no accident.
No, it's not.
It's unbelievable to me. It's crazy for me to witness it because I see a lot of marriages like that. Okay, so you're coaching when you bring someone on. When they come to you? So if people listening, watching that would want to come to you, talk to me about who's your client? Like if they're out there right now, if you're talking to them right now, you know that they're listening, which they are.
Yeah.
Talk to why would they come to you? And what are you
Yeah.
going to do? How are you going to help them?
So I would say it's people who are the type of people that I do the coaching with is people who don't feel confident in dating. They are, they have noticed patterns that have come up in their past relationships and they're not really clear where the patterns have come from. They feel like in past relationships, they have felt like they need to earn or prove their love. And yeah, I would say those are the main type of women that I
So
work with.
your coaching is mostly with women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So women that are just, they not comfortable, don't know where to go. They really want to meet someone or attract someone, right? Because there's a lot of women out there that are divorced, whatever, and they're like, I really need to meet a man.
Yes. Well, and I would say also that the women that I work with, they're usually on the dating apps and going on all of these dates and having all of these relationships that end right around the 3-month period, and they're just not sure why.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of the women that are going to listen and watch are probably going through this exact scenario. So they contact you. How does it go? You meet, you talk, you see where they're at. So give me the scenario when someone brings you on as their coach, their relationship coach, or matchmaking in a way to help them find someone. How does that go, the process?
Yeah. So
And where would they find you, by the way?
on Instagram.
Okay.
Yep.
And what's your Instagram?
It's Ashley J. Kellogg.
Ashley J. Kellogg. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yes.
Yep. And then what happens? They contact you. How does it go? Walk me through the process of coaching.
Yeah, so I usually have an initial call with people just to see if it's a good fit. And then I usually work with people for either 3 or 6 months. And we'll just start to take a deeper look at what patterns are coming up, where forgiveness needs to happen in their lives. Oftentimes people need to forgive themselves and let go of guilt that they've been carrying around. And I go through a certain process that has, laid out steps that just gets them to identify the root of hurt and trauma and patterns that come up in their life that has developed into certain belief systems that really ultimately blocks the type of relationship and the love that they're looking for. So we start to identify those unhealthy thought patterns and bring light to them and really replace it with truth.
And so this crusade that you're on here with coaching with this, what's your main why in doing it? Like, what's your motivation for it?
Yeah, so I would say the biggest issue with dating is people don't have a strong sense of identity. And I want to help people see their identity and their identity in Christ. Because when you know who you are and whose you are, and you date from that place of wholeness, you'll naturally attract healthy relationships and healthy people. And you won't stick around and try and earn and prove love from unhealthy people. You'll be able to see it clearly, have discernment, and walk away, and you'll naturally attract healthy relationships.
Naturally. I love that.